Sometime, hopefully this week or early next week, we are going to make a delivery to Grace Street Ministries of all the wonderful things that we have collected. So even though we are sort of officially over with our collection, you can probably sneak something in the next couple of days. Our sweatshirt count, we were hoping for 175. We are at 167 right now, so close. And in terms of our Dunkin' Donuts card, I don't have the official last count, but I think we are probably within about 15 to 20 of our 550 cards as well. So we do have the buckets out today, so if you want to drop in an offering, we will top off the cards, and with any extra, have some help to buy a few extra sweatshirts so that we may deliver that joy to our homeless neighbors up in Portland. Darker and darker, longer and longer grow the nights this time of year. Darker and more obscure the mystery of our faith. We marvel and wonder, what an amazing cloak, infinite power squeezing itself into infant form in order to be born in that most tender and tiny body. Too long, we who are Protestants have centered our worship on the Word as if language could possibly contain all the mystical truths. Perhaps that is why Gregorian chant and medieval tunes like O Come, Emmanuel haunt the cathedral of my inner worship this time of year. There was little pretense back in the Middle Ages that intellect was a way to grasp what God was. To be sure, the restlessness of our faith cannot help but try to seek understanding. Indulge it, we must, but let's not have it master us. We do better to follow the great church father Gregory of Nyssa, who held that in darkness and obscurity we most faithfully approach the holy, sacred mystery. That is to say that obscurity and incomprehension is perhaps the truest sign that we are dwelling fully in the mysteries of our faith. I always return this time of year to a prayer I found in a little volume written by two ministers, Richard Unsworth, who was chaplain at Smith College when I was there, and Arnold Kenseth, a poetic liturgist who was the pastor at the South Amherst Congregational Church. Here is the prayer. Blessed Lord, in this season of thy coming, the darkness in us deepens, awaiting thy light. The evil in us trembles, expecting thy mercy. The knowledge in us falters, hearing thy truth. Oh, we have sinned against innocence, forgotten human sorrow, denied pity, excused ourselves from love, and shunned holiness. Assail us by thy bright blows of thy grace, and make us teachable, that we may learn again the peace that comes on earth to people of goodwill. This prayer leads us to the space where darkness is the place of holding and shaping and forming us so that the Spirit of God may enter in and work on us. That darkness is a place of dwelling in beauty. And this shouldn't be a foreign concept to this congregation. We spent quite some time during our Remade and Hope project last year discovering the blessed sweetness of darkness. We sang these hymn lyrics: "In the darkness shines the splendor of the one who took our flesh, welcoming in love's surrender death's dark shadows at his creche." At this table here, we are freed from the burdens of rationality. Don't overthink this one. The truths that appear here are beyond the story and song and theology and struggle for justice and compassionate service, that instead we discover here this shape shifting that we behold in inky shadows. This is revelation here, the journey of our lifetime met in a mystery at this table. We are promised here God's presence. I don't know how, but it is there if you are open and wait for it. Breadily enfleshed, pulsing in grapey reds. Let your mind rest. Let your eyes rest. Let revelation take its own shape in a mystery beyond words and for all ages. Let us know that here, the light of God meets the light that shines in each of us. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One of the ways that we shine with God's light is in our generosity. In gratitude for all the gifts we have received from God's amazing, bountiful provisioning, we return a portion in gratitude. This morning's offering will now be received.